Have you ever wondered if someone could truly see the future? For centuries, one name has echoed through history, whispered in connection with the world's most dramatic events: Nostradamus. Who was this enigmatic figure, and did he really hold the keys to our destiny? Today, we're diving deep into the unsolved mysteries of the world's most famous prophet. Born Michel de Nostradamus in France in 1503, he wasn't just a mystic. He was a respected physician, renowned for his work during devastating plague outbreaks. But his lasting fame comes from a book published in 1555 called Les Prophecies, the Prophecies. This collection of over 900 cryptic, four-line poems, known as quatrains, claim to be divinely inspired visions of the future, written in a complex mix of Old French, Latin, and Greek. These verses have been studied, debated, and reinterpreted for nearly 500 years. The language is so metaphorical and ambiguous that it has been linked to everything from the rise of Napoleon to the September 11th attacks. But were these genuine predictions, or just clever poetry that we mold to fit our own history? Let's look at some of his most famous prophecies. Take the Great Fire of London in 1666. Nostradamus wrote, "The blood of the just will commit a fault at London, burnt through lightning of 23's the 6." Supporters point to this as a clear prediction. The fire started, and 23's the 6 could be seen as 20 times 3 plus 6, which equals 66, the year of the fire. But skeptics are quick to point out that this is a creative interpretation. The fire wasn't caused by lightning, and thousands died, not just the just. Is it a direct hit, or are we just connecting the dots after the fact? Then there's the prophecy that many believe foretold the rise of Adolf Hitler. Nostradamus wrote of a figure named Hister. The quatrain says, "Beasts ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers. The greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister." Now, Hister is an old name for the Danube River, which flows through Austria, Hitler's birthplace. The similarity in the names is chilling. Could Nostradamus have seen one of history's most terrifying dictators nearly 4 centuries before he came to power? Or is this just a spooky coincidence, a case of a name that sounds eerily similar? The debate rages on. Perhaps the most contemporary and controversial interpretation is the one linked to the September 11th attacks. One quatrain reads, "Earth-shaking fire from the center of the earth will cause tremors around the new city. 2 great rocks will war for a long time." After 2001, many saw this as a terrifyingly accurate description. New city for New York, earth-shaking fire, and 2 great rocks for the Twin Towers. However, it's crucial to note that most of these interpretations became popular after the event. Critics argue this is a classic case of retrofitting a vague verse to fit a specific tragic moment in history. There's no mention of planes, and New City could refer to dozens of places. So how did Nostradamus claim to receive these visions? This is where the mystery deepens. He said his methods were a blend of astrological calculations, reading ancient texts, and most importantly, divine inspiration. He would allegedly sit before a bowl of water at night, enter a trance, and receive visions of the future. But his writing style is deliberately obscure. Was he trying to hide his predictions from the Inquisition, which was powerful and dangerous at the time? Or was the ambiguity intentional, allowing his prophecies to remain relevant for centuries by being open to endless interpretation? This is a puzzle we may never solve. What's even more fascinating are the prophecies that supposedly haven't come to pass yet. Nostradamus wrote of 3 antichrists. The first 2 are often identified as Napoleon and Hitler. But who is the third? He described a future figure who would trigger a catastrophic global conflict, far worse than the previous 2. His descriptions are cryptic, speaking of a man from the East whose actions would lead to war, famine, and immense suffering. Is this a warning we should still be watching for? And what about the end of the world? Nostradamus himself gave a date. He suggested that his prophecies extend until the year 3797. But he never described what would happen in that year. Is it a literal apocalypse, a fiery end to civilization? Or could it be a symbolic date, representing a profound transformation for humanity, the end of one era and the beginning of another? Like everything else with Nostradamus, the answer is shrouded in fog. Of course, there is a mountain of skepticism, and for good reason. Critics argue that the prophecies are a perfect example of what's called post-diction, or predicting something after it has already happened. The verses are so vague, they're like a Rorschach test. You can see whatever you want to see in them. Many translations also take huge liberties, twisting the original Old French to fit a modern event. Some scholars believe Nostradamus wasn't a prophet at all, but a sharp commentator on his own turbulent times, writing about the wars, plagues, and political anxieties of the 16th century in a poetic, allegorical style. So after all this time, what is the verdict on Nostradamus? Was he a genuine seer, gifted with a window into the future? Was he an incredibly intelligent man who understood human patterns so well that his writings would resonate for centuries? Or was he simply a poet whose ambiguous work has been co-opted by generations looking for answers in uncertain times? The truth is, Nostradamus remains an eternal enigma. His legacy is not necessarily in the accuracy of his predictions, but in their enduring power to fascinate, provoke, and mystify us. As we navigate our own complex and often frightening world, we still find ourselves looking back at the cryptic words of a 16th century physician, searching for clues, for guidance, or perhaps just a reflection of our own hopes and fears for what is yet to come. The mystery is the message, and it's a mystery that continues to captivate us all. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about Nostradamus? Is he a true prophet or a master of ambiguity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. See you next time